In today's Adobe Illustrator tutorial, you will learn how to create sliced text. You will see how to distort text, how to use divide from Pathfinder to slice it, and how to use gradients and drop shadow effect to add volume to sliced text and make it look eye-catching. You're watching TNT tutorials? Let's move on and create a new document. Select Print, A4, Horizontal Orientation, and click on Create. You can download reference by the link in the video description. Today I will use this font. You can find it by the link in the video description also. Right now I will zoom out. I simply created huge black rectangle. Then you can press Ctrl+R, create layer for guides, and add them like so. I locked all these layers. Before you will start to slice text, you should duplicate text like so, create new layer, rename it to Backup, and drag this copied text to Backup layer. With this layer selected, Object, Expand, and click OK. This is not text anymore. Click on Effect, Warp, and select Arc. We don't want such distortion, so let's drag this slider to 0% and play only with this slider. Like so. I will use 30% here. Click OK. After this, Object, Expand Appearance. And I will transform this object even more, like this. If you don't want to add distortion to text, you can simply skip this step. Let's decrease distance here. Let's double-click on this group, select these objects, and move them up a bit. Double-click somewhere to exit isolation mode. Now hold left mouse button on Rectangle tool and pick Line Segment tool. You can also press this button on your keyboard. Let's just drag line like this. I for Eyedropper tool. Let's pick black color. Swap Fill and Stroke. V for Selection tool. I will move this line here and change stroke width. Adjust any stroke width just to have better view. Then you can rotate this line like so. Hold Alt, duplicate it, play with lines, place them in places where you want to cut text. You will be able to easily experiment with this design. So just place lines as you want, then select these objects, Ctrl+C, select Backup layer, and press Ctrl+F. Then you can drag these objects here. Let's select all these objects, Properties, Pathfinder, click here on More Options, and select Divide. Let's click here somewhere on the workspace, select these objects again, right-click, Ungroup. Now let's pick these parts and press Ctrl+G to group them. The same with all other parts. Ctrl+G to group. The same here. Ctrl+G to group. Let's pick these objects. Gradient, Linear Gradient, G for Gradient tool, and apply gradient like so. If you think that black color is too dark, double-click on this slider and apply some gray color. V for Selection tool, Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow, Preview, and adjust shadow just as you want. I will decrease blur here to 3 points. Later, if you would like to change Drop Shadow effect, just click here on Properties, select Applied Effect, and change it as you want to. If you want to change gradient, G for Gradient tool, open Gradient panel, play with sliders. I will leave this result. V for Selection tool. Let's pick this object. You can press I for Eyedropper tool and pick gradient that you have already applied. Now G for Gradient tool. Let's apply it like so. In this case I will apply darker color for this slider, and I think that we need to make this white color slightly darker. Now let's simply move this object like so. To avoid such gaps, simply move objects closer to each other. Zoom out to see what results do you have. Let's pick this object, I for Eyedropper tool, pick this gradient. In this case we need to reverse gradient, so let's click on this icon. If you can't see applied result, that means that you need to right-click on object, Arrange, Bring to front. I will move these objects. You can even place them like so. And in this case we need to apply the same shadow effect to this object from this object. To do this, you don't need to click on Effect, Stylize Drop Shadow again, just pick this object, Layers. Here we can see object with already applied drop shadow effect, and you can see that this circle is filled. Just hold Alt and drag this circle right here and release left mouse button. As you can see, you can copy effect just in one click. If you learned something new from this tutorial, drop a comment below. Let me know if everything was clear enough for you and what you liked about this video. If you enjoyed this tutorial, support this channel by clicking on subscribe, and what's most important, by clicking on the bell icon to get notifications about newest tutorials from TNT. I would also appreciate if you will click thumbs up and will share this video. This was TNT Tutorials. See you in next videos.